Hello everyone, what is up? TheDoodlingWitch here, and today I am playing a game called Tavern. I only played a little bit because I told myself I need to record this. It's the perfect game to record, so let's start fresh here and get right into it. I can't get over how cute the art style is. It looks so pretty. Hiya, Inkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy? Can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes. Yes, all fine and dandy. I I had such an exciting day. Really, really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove, then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster. Or a mushroom mimic. Maybe a gnome. Did it? No, but I got to take another walk around the grove. How was it? Great. I got to see the same stones, the same trees, the same amaranth hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon, the same moss. I even got to water the asters. They didn't really need it, but I was there, so sounds very exciting. Who am I kidding? My life is exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy, very thrilling in sauces or as a snack. There are various types of nuts: walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut. Just not something very fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that. Does that count as an adventure? I don't think so. No, I think that counts as a mistake. So what you're saying is that you're missing some spice? Oh, no, no, no. I have a very sensitive stomach. I don't think chilies would help me much. Though I'm very good at growing phoenix chilies. I was talking about the spice in your life. Ah, oh, that's what you meant. Well, yes, yes, exactly. That's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. So a classic case of boredom. I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going on in your life? Like, life isn't bad, but also not particularly fun. Uh, have you tried visiting a circus? Huh? Well, perhaps you could find something fun there. I'm not into the whole circus thing. Clowns scare me. I always think they have ulterior motives. The way they look at me with their empty eyes and wide smiles. Ugh, scary. Apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing, but what is singing if not the telling of a tale? How can I sing of things if I never lived through anything? What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I live in the same green soup of routines. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out there and see something. Like, for example, listen to this song I started writing. I'm not gonna actually sing, I'm just gonna say this. I wish to be a hero, slaying mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph resting by the lake. That sounds like a good song opening to me. Oh, really? You think so? Well, perhaps it has a nice flow to it. But nothing actually happens in it because all I do is sit around and wish for things to happen. I don't even know what nymphs do. I've never met one. Taxes, maybe? No, I don't think so. I would love to sing about exciting, magical things I encounter. But to be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you can write about that. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer if you didn't. Okay, maybe one day I'll get to offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike, in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. It's my favorite. It always makes me feel like a featherlight nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? Good answer. But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, although, I was wondering, I've been coming to your tavern for so long and I still don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? Yes, I'll show you. Really? Yes. What should I do? Do I need to put on an apron or summon a familiar? How do I summon a familiar? Just follow me. Welcome to my drink mixing nook. So this is what it looks like back here. Hello, Andu. He's so cute. Careful, I haven't fed him yet. Where do we start? Well, usually I start by figuring out what my patrons want. To make sure I don't forget what they ordered, I take notes in my journal. Let's have a look. Oh, you pinned my order. I did. If I want to look for specifics, I check my detailed notes. I do keep a log just in case. When I'm sure I know what was asked of me, I browse my recipes. Can't you just freehand mix something to see what sticks? No, I like to mix and match for a more varied result, but the right balance is crucial, so I stick to my recipes. When I've settled on one, I can use the chalk to draw on the board. What if you pick the wrong one? I can either erase it with the sponge or pick a different recipe. My ingredients are stored in the 5 bottles on the right. There's dexterity, intelligence, defense, strength, and charisma. I think dexterity sounds the tastiest. I had a feeling you might say that. If I mess up or want to redo my drink for any other reason, I can simply leave my mistakes to undo. Once I'm done, I ring the bell to activate the primordial vortex. Actually, I don't need to bore you with the magical details. Just try making a drink. You've got this. Recipe. Swift strike. Wow. Oh, well, open up. Need some of this. And ooh, there we go. It's so cute how he holds up the wall sign. Wow, it actually does teleport. Of course it does. What did you think was happening? I thought you were just very good at sleight of hand. I see. Well, give your creation a taste. That's delicious. I made that. You made that. Thank you for showing me the ropes. Thank you for your enthusiasm. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'd be the end of you? Maybe, but how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yes, I want to tell great stories, but. But what? Never mind. Da da da. Da da da. How can I help you? A drink. For you? Da da da. Right. What kind? Drinkable. Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Okay. Get my recipes out. Spoken heart. Need that. Some of this. And some of this guy. Yeah. This should be digestible. Maybe even tasty. Thanks. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the lonesome lagoon at night, and her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. All right. The brooding type, I see. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong to the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. Or the birds in the trees. We keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes. No, not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures that make other people yearn for that same freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the grove, as well as my sisters. I think it'd be fine without me. Then you should do what your heart desires. Will it stop aching then? I think so, yes. What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny never meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. Goodbye. Da da da. Greetings, traveler. How may I help you? You own this establishment, innkeep. Last time I checked. Hmm. With whom do I have the pleasure? Uh, the name's Carolyn. You can call me Care or Lynn. Couldn't care less. Nice to meet you, Carolyn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You do. Whoa, why could I not read? You do the thing with quests, right? So they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board. Ugh, no, no quest for me. But I may have one for you, or your notice board. Tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in Tragarn, terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. A werewolf? That's news to me. Listen, me too. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and that was far south in Erevan. Been wondering if it's the same one, just moving up like a nomad. I thought the werewolf hype died along with that one romance novel. Ugh, you mean the one with vampires? Think so. Nah, that's just split society into two camps. Team werewolf or team vampire. Which one are you in, Keep? Uh, he looks pretty werewolfish, so I'm gonna say team werewolf. Is it the fur or the pets? Uh, probably the second one. Oh, sorry, neither. Questionable experiences with the other camp more so. I'm itching to ask for details. Don't. How about you? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? That's all I can think of when I see that. Yes, that's why I asked. Keep guessing. Has anyone ever told you that you could pass as a werewolf? Yes, all the time. At least twice a day. Only downside of looking like a wolf is getting mistaken for one. I see. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself? Yes. No. I'm just afraid he might look a little too much like my Uncle Dragon. Would feel bad. Would feel bad slaying that fella. You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. Same fate befell Aunt Olga. Not Aunt Olga. I'm sorry to hear that. Nah, that hag had it coming. Never fall behind your grooming schedule, or before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? I don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, that southern werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with it rather swiftly? Fet. Pardon me? Should they get into a dangerous situation, they'll just have to start playing Fet. That works! On any dog, trust me. Good to know. Thanks, Carolyn. It's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Carol, or Lynn. Uh, gotcha, Lynn. I you for you had a name, or is it just Inkeep? Just Inkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, Inkeep, then before I venture on, you got a drink for me? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful. Something with a whole lot of strength. And don't you dare give me any of that watered down muck instead. Okay. Strength. This one. It needs a little bit of this. A little bit of. And then. Yay! A drink with 0 water as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks. Where will you head from here? Perhaps back west through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. Care to elaborate? No. But you won't stop asking until I do, will you? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating. But I did hear some folks complaining about an undead uptick up west, so might as well humor her. And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself. Something like that, yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead? It's certainly unconventional. That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just gonna open the wounds you stapled shut. Or eat your face. The past haunts everyone willing to listen. Hmm. Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing. You started this conversation, and now I'm ending it. Don't be sassy. Alright, well then. If you find any more rumors for me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. I'm more of a lone wolf, don't do groups. But sure, for more work I'll be back. I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Don't want them to go to waste. Oh, I could use some help. Fine, I guess I got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I store all the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget. Smart. I think the best next step would be shorten the matching snippets on your quest page. Just drag them over and make sure they're all for the same quest. Otherwise, you'll end up confusing adventurers. Once you're done, select that quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Got it. Thank you for your help, Lynn. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. Okay. Ooh, werewolf. Ooh, werewolf. Oh, get on there. Werewolf, a werewolf on detours. Reticent Vuka can pass through the Wayfarers Inn, reporting a werewolf making their way up to Tregaren from Erove. They pose a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love playing fetch. Are you brave enough to take on this quest and save Tregaren from this werewolf mayhem? And keep. Whoa! Little guy! Whoa! Let's start the day. Da da da. What do you have there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tavern. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday. Not yet. What kind of hero are you, looking for? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even. Preferably one who's good with a bow. One who tells me they want the quest. Ah, I am good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around the wood. Any woods? I know, Fable. Da da da. And and maybe I want the quest. Just maybe? No, no, not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been able to think about is you telling me to follow my heart. And then I step into your tavern and the quest practically jumps out at me and I think, hey, there's a start for an adventure. It's near the forest. You know forests. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they're also human. But you've talked to humans before. And you got silver arrows for your birthday last year, and they're just collecting dust in your room. And, 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 and I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet. And then I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather, I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest? Then I'd have to go on the quest. And I have to fight the werewolf, or talk to the werewolf, which is worse. Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if when I try to shoot it with my silver arrow, I miss and I shoot a tree instead? Then the tree would be mad at me. But it wouldn't really matter because I'd be dead because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. So maybe I should put the quest back. Fable? Yes? Do you want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe. I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I. Whenever I have to make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Like, like, like a slime. A frozen slime. A frozen slime that can't move. I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to everyone. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water. More slime. Bones. You sell bones? Only to slimes. Ah, maybe you'll be able to add my bones to your menu soon. You'll just have to pick them up from the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general, I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest. It seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh, well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses, but it would make for a it would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of an epic, fable, the protector of the woods, the world, the worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. Is there something making you feel like you might fail? Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf? We don't know what it's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, heroes have history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light and the dark. I have the opposite of that. Great mistakes and epic regret. Like the Mary Morgan incident. Or my first encounter with the Amaranthine Hydra. Or the reason why no one wants to spend time with me. The Mary Morgan incident? Yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? Oh, thank Gaia didn't get around. It was my very first adventure, the chance to finally escape from the daily grind. What happened? An adventuring party was on their way, passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night, and the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home. So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Tragarn recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure! Yay! I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So of course it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people, seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. I wanted to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. How did it go wrong? They... I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked through the woods. Of course, I don't know whether they actually glared, but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I've never got lost in the woods before. But this time I did. I couldn't see well, there was blood rushing in my ears, and I felt dizzy. So, for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the riverbanks of the Shivermere, home of the Mary Morgan. You know of the Mary Morgan, yes? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I led them right into her arms. I got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke. And the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey. And I silently bid farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughingstock of every one of their gatherings. How am I ever supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have led them right into the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the Quag Mangrove. They say it has a taste for adventurers. But you didn't. But I didn't. Your first encounter with a Hydra? Well, just a day after I arrived to guard the portal to the Dreamplane Avalon, I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven, but I thought since it has fire breath it wouldn't mind. So I approached the Amaranthine Hydra, and I have this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around, and how its green scales match my hat. but it was so tall and intimidating that I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. It looked at my biscuits and then at me, and it said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past. Some things are as sturdy as the gilded ice, some things as changing as the Leviathan's sea. All chimeras hate mice, all hydras love tea." I thought to myself, wow, Amaranthine Hydra has given me a riddle. A quest. Maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left, and I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to set foot in front of it again, lest it know I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged it for the answer. Turns out that's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it, son? Yes. Then you've completed its quest. 3 days late. If it had needed an antidote, it would have died. Woodhaves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing. I suppose you have a point. Why does no one want to spend time with you? Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught on it and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had been just once. It seems like my life only follows the path that's most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers. The daffodils are blooming, and they make for a nice bouquet, you know. Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But me being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping amaryllis. Now guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing? Weeping? Like a baby, all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores and I started crying. I suddenly felt all the sadness of the world rush over me. I've never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry, that sounds horrible, Fable. It was. Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. There's nothing wrong with picking flowers. There is if they're the wrong flowers. Imagine if I had offered them to adventurers, or even worse, the Hydra. That would have been so embarrassing. I don't think gifting others flowers would make them. Why can I not read? I don't think gifting flowers. Oh my god. I don't think gifting others flowers to make them a little happier is embarrassing. And it would have made for a good story to laugh about together. I don't think they would have laughed about it with me, more at me. Maybe they would laugh with you if you choose not to run away. You seem to assign a cruel sense of humor to people that haven't actually shown you such a thing yet. Not everyone thinks about you the way you think about yourself. That would be nice. Innkeeper? Yes? Do you like spending time with me? Yes, Fable, I do. That's so mean to say no. Really? Of course. Seeing your face in my tavern brightens even the cloudiest of days. Please never stop coming around. I won't. You make me feel a lot less alone. Thank you. That's because you're not alone. Not as long as my tavern and I are here. You better not go anywhere. Not planning on it. Anyhow, you seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be when everything I touch falls apart? You know that isn't true. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. So, in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. You'll have to find that out then. Like, on a quest? For example, don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Do you think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't, and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they've got? But what if I'm not? What if there's someone better? The best thing you can do is try to help them. So what if another adventurer swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? Four hands are better than two, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party. Oh, and besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I'm a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away real quick. That's the spirit. Okay, Fable, great gardener and, future hero, charmer of nymphs, am going to embark on this quest and save the villagers, and I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yes, good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. Do you have something that can make me more nimble and quiet so that the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with a lot of dexterity. If I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Or maybe something that can help with diplomacy? Perhaps it's just a hungry lost lycan after all, and it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But I would need something with a lot of charisma for that. I'll leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it to one of the abilities I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. It could change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for my backseat mixing. Uh, oh. I think I'm just gonna stick with the swift strike for her since she's so anxious. I don't know about her talking it out. A little bit. No, that's wrong. This one. And yeah, this should do it. Oh, that tastes great. Very brisk. Do you feel a little braver? No, not yet. But I feel faster, more agile, swifter with my bow. Like my arrows could find any werewolf's heart. I'm sure the bravery will come later. I'm sure it will. Thank you. This drink gave me some hope and heart palpitations. I think that's your anxiety. Maybe. You've got this, Fable. I'll try. Have some faith in yourself. Okay, I got this. Much better. Oh, I almost forgot. I I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday, and how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever did end up taking a quest, so I brought you some phoenix chilies from my garden. They seemed like something you might enjoy. They possess natural magical properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. And consumption can pass that on to mortals like us? Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. That's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later. Of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with some next time. But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. I wonder how Fable's doing. I hope they don't run into a clown. Though if they do, they should be able to defeat it. Da da da. You again. Me again. And who are you? Da da da. Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, yes, I get it. Could you try being more specific? That spoken heart one tasted fine. Thank you. This edgy guy. His spoken heart. Need some of this. And some of that. And then this guy. Yay! A spoken heart just for you. Maybe it'll help you find more words. Da, da, da. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. Charming. Da, da, da. Careful, you'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Oh, not another one of those empty babblers. Uh, would you prefer a different one? Let's see. Hail and well-met adventurers. Would you like to try me drink? No, that feels wrong somehow. Could you try the one where you just serve drinks quietly? I'm fresh out of that one, sorry. Thought so. You're planning to try and peer into my backstory? Probably. Ugh, I'm warning you, I'm very good at ignoring non-essential NPCs. Why are you ignoring me? Not you, the innkeep. The innkeep is ignoring me? Not in the slightest. Don't worry too much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah, my cape. Your cape? That's not his cape. That green fella on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it. And the rest of it's on you? Pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. Maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for the story and your names? Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I'm Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic Duquette Dusang. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're out, I would also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Uh, Strength is red, so this guy right here. Some of this. And some of this. Yes, sir. Something almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you very kindly. That looks delicious. It also tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you could let me have a bite? No. Okay. And to whom may I offer the second drink? Rhea Frost Grip. Nice to meet. Yeah, skip. Just serve me something strong. Something that feels durable. Tough. Like a mountain or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. Okay, frosted lagoon. Okay, so I need this. Ding. A taste of Ur just for you, valued customer number 2. Or are you just hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see you are many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about that ooze-filled story? Fine, guess you've earned it. Alright, picture me deep in the mountains of Dovemar with my trusty axe and a good drink by me side. There I was, minding me own business, digging for the good stuff, you know. Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big old pile of gold. Then suddenly, this big ooze comes along and slurp, gone it was. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we could go looking for my cape now. It's nearly sunrise. And the sun kills you? Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when that ooze slurped me gold, I had to do something. So I took me shovel, and I dug, and hit, and dug, and hit until there was nothing left of that ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So did you dig out your gold? Silly food, she dug out me. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big gold nugget. should be enough to get me to Barovia, and perhaps it can even get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. Ah, we did? Please allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again? I get you to Barovia so you can participate in your fancy vampire banquet, and in return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. Fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their cape. Do you know where I put me capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh, so you can wear it inside the wardrobe land? What? No, Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put out a quest for you, but for that we'd need a little more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire banquet hosted by Lord Strout in Barovia. While I was getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. It is quite moody sometimes, which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampire event you wore your cape to? My wedding. Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape to show how important she was to me. Evelyn. The vampiric Countess Evelyn, residing in Morrow Castle? That would be her. Congratulations. Are you still married? Ugh, of course not. I hate her with her oh, every inch of her body. Turns out she just wanted. Spit it out, leet. Oh, what? My cape! Alright, here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape! What now? That little, I mean, vicious, beautiful beast, her, that thief of thieves robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No, I had that taken out centuries ago. But my cape, I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn, how could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, buddy. Perhaps innkeeper. That's your name, right? Sure. Do you think there's a courageous adventurer out there that's brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we could find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer, I'm just making up words, I guess, find Morrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn, Queen of Darkness, Temptress of Men, flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. But be wary. She bites. And she may be invisible now. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. And keep quickly, another drink. I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. Okay. Frosted lagoon. Try that recipe. Ding! Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Let me try. You got it right again. I might even last till dayfall with this. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now that I'm consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails you. The whole way here you were complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. By the dragons. Could it be because you insisted on sunbathing? Oh, oh, right. Innkeeper! Do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Perchance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin? I'm afraid not. Oh, that reminds me, my Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of a chimera's saliva for sun protection. A chimera? A thing, uh, beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads and all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia, likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware. I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah, if only I hadn't eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Skylit Caves. I could have asked it for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find one. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Miss Frostgrip, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal. Oh, nay, forget it. I ain't going. With nothing on me but a shovel and ooze scoop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make it another quest for my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds. Especially that part. Splendid. Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Say, Innkeep, while we wait for someone to do his work for him, do you perhaps have a room or two? Possibly a room without sunlight. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing. I've got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems like they give you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll become a real girl one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. Okay. So many sticky notes. Okay. Okay. Stuff for the Chimera. Until sunrise, deep in the quag mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that he could even walk in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer or mouse brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? Uh, Looking for his cape. There we go. Hey there, Evelyn. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape, but be aware she might be invisible. Gotta feed our little guy. Nah, I'll do one more day. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some fake crystals and frozen pine cones. Oh. Together with Fable's phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Hmm. Oh. He has a few arrows in him. Listen, I can fix this. Just let me pick up some chamomile tincture from my treehouse. Chamomile is proven to be great for healing wounds. You've done enough, little pal. I'll be good from here, thanks. Fable? Lynn? Back so soon? And keep? Say, did you send this blighter after me? I told you she has nothing to do with any of this. It's my fault. My fault alone. So, uh, let me at least fix you up. You better keep your clumsy hands off me. Now, how about we calm our spirits a bit and you tell me what happened? A misunderstanding, I suppose. Yes. The elf thought I was an Uncle Dragon lookalike. The uncle that looks like a werewolf? Yes. No, it's a bit more complicated. Doesn't matter. What matters is the elf mistook me for a werewolf. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Maybe, but not on purpose. I promise. It's just me and my bad luck. See, it happened again. Nothing ever goes right. Don't say that, Fable. Tell me what happened. We can start from the beginning, alright? Right. So, you sent me out to look for the werewolf in Tregarn. I felt agile and ready, braver than I have ever felt before. The quest that I gave you, Inkeep. I recall, Lynn. Hmm, good. I have my shortcuts and trails that allow me to travel rather swiftly through the Ashen Grove. And by early dusk I reached the borders of Tregarn. The Ashen Grove thins out around there. You can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards as well as see a farm or two. Truly idyllic, especially during sunset. There's one downside to that idyllic sunset, though. Ugh, it gets dark. Of course it does. And every tall, looming person in the dark is automatically a werewolf, huh? No, but every tall, looming person hunting down a farmer's sheep is. I, I, no, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. And the quest stated that was exactly what the werewolf would be doing. In my defense, I'm broke. We've all been there. So Lynn was busy hunting sheep, and in the shadows of dusk you thought she must be the werewolf. Exactly so. And then you needed not one, but 3 arrows. I'm swift with the bow. I figured. And I was preparing to fight, not bargain. So I shoot trigger happy. I can't get myself to aim right for the heart, so I aim for the shoulder. And suddenly the werewolf starts cursing and cussing words I've never heard before, like a sailor. Or how I'd imagine a sailor would swear. I've never actually met one. You're telling me that you've never heard before? Hey, what's going on? Why is it censored? Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Ah. Anyways, I was watching my prey through the bushes and suddenly felt a piercing pain in my shoulder. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Of course I cussed and swore. That hurt. Never been so happy to have missed. So I turned around and got ready to lunge at the rascal who dared aim at me. And an orange gleaming eye stared at me through the shadows right into my soul. I thought, that's it. It's over. I heard the bells of death ringing in my ears. I was done for, and I hadn't even set foot out of the ashen grove. I stumbled backwards, tripped over a branch, and crashed into a tree. Nah, that weren't the passing bells, Elfie. Actual bells from the chapel in town. My name's Fable. Right. So they crashed into the tree, and the rustling leaves, crackling of branches, and high-pitched yelp. I didn't yelp. Yes, you did. It caught the attention of the actual culprit. He must have been on his way to tear apart yet another sheep. Or perhaps the farmer's heart, this time after our wrestling caught his attention. I heard the growling, such a deep guttural growl, it made my blood curdle. I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. Sounded more like an empty stomach to me. A big empty stomach then. Either way, bad. Very bad. A howl rang through the air when he emerged from the bushes. Tall and towering, glowing red eyes and fangs as big as my hand. Probably around 8 feet high. 6 feet max. 8. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine. You said that already. No, I didn't. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine, and I was frozen. I was sure the Mary Morgan incident would repeat itself. I'd stand there and watch everything as it happened, unable to move. He looked around and sniffed the air, his eyes locked with mine. But then I remembered what you told me. Werewolves love playing fetch. So I swiftly pushed away from the tree and picked up a stick from the ground. The werewolf noticed my movement, but before it could lunge at me, I threw the stick into the bushes as far away from me as possible. I wanted to buy myself some time to adjust my bow, but the stick somehow also influenced Carolyn, and both of them hurtled towards the bushes. And that's not all. While I couldn't help but run after that stick, I noticed something odd in that werewolf. On the werewolf. Flannel rags. So I forgot about the stick and grabbed him by the throat, slamming him against a tree. He wiggled and twisted like a worm, growling and barking right in my face. I stared him right in the eyes as I heard the elf approach from behind. They knocked an arrow on the bow. "Don't," Carolyn said, and I lowered my bow hesitantly while she studied the werewolf's face. She growled like she always does. "Uncle Dragon!" she exclaimed, and I flinched. That Uncle Dragon? Yeah, my darn uncle was in full werewolf transformation. Right in front of me, right there. Acting like the biggest, wildest rascal in the whole world. I was joking when I told you that story, Innkeep. I wouldn't have actually thought the werewolf was actually my uncle. But this is exactly why I don't do cases involving lycanthropy. So, how did you deal with him? Confronted him, of course. Knocked some sense into him, you know. We tied him to a tree so he wouldn't get any ideas before transforming back. I knew learning all those sailor knots was good for something. It's good for a lot more than that. Oh, uh, I mean, either way, the truth was only half as exciting as figuring it out was. Apparently, he contracted I cannot talk lycanthropy at the annual family gathering. And since he grew short-tempered, he and his husband got into a lot of fights. So he ran away. I can understand that all too well. And of course, I can't kill Carolyn's uncle because he's a werewolf. So you let him go? The elf knows the swamp witch that might have worked out a cure. Dropped him off there. No more tearing apart sheep. For now. So, all in all, you'd say the quest was a success? With a few obstacles attached. And someone getting hurt. Listen, the arrows themselves ain't the problem. The coat, though, that was expensive. I'm sorry, really. Ah, don't worry about it. After all, we got rid of the lichen. For now. Elfie even got you a keepsake. It's nothing really. It's not even that interesting. I just thought. You thought? I thought it would be a nice reminder of my first successful quest. I like trinkets. What is it? Come on, quit being shy. Well, we played fetch with the stick afterwards, and, I thought I could bring it here. After Carolyn brought it back to me. Had to finish playing fetch after all. A nice memory of sorts, you know? It is a nice memory. Thank you, Fable. I know just where to put it. Oh, cute! Alright, anyways, how about a drink to celebrate? On me. I told Carolyn that you have a hand for mixing just the right thing for any situation. Absolutely. For the both of you? I'll pass. I'm going to run home quickly to get the chamomile tincture. See you later. Later. So, Inky surprised me with something that fits my brawn. By which I mean make the usual. Strength never gets old. Okay. Strength. Southern Brawler. Ding! Here, this should be to your liking. It is. Not bad. Thanks. So, that little blighter, you raise him? Fable? Oh no. No. That's surprising. You two seem very close, like family. Da da da. They're irregular. I see. Da da da. Huh. This still available? Yes. Great. I'm taking it. You still have arrows stuck in your shoulder. 'Tis but a scratch. Plus, Alfie is getting me one of their hippie salves. Should be fine after. Alternatively, you could take a rest, get some sleep, let your wounds heal, rid yourself of the ammunition decorating your body. Alternatively, you could mind your own business. I know what I can handle. And if I don't move on to a proper quest without bumbling elves and useless relatives, I'll go insane sooner or later. You want that? No, at least not in my tavern. I worked really hard on that woodwork. Then do your job and let me take it. I mean, you already have. I'm just doing my job and, how do you call it? Expressing appropriate concern? You did this woodwork yourself. Excellent transition, Lynn. Yes, I did. I did all of it myself. Why? Couldn't get anyone to help? I had a very specific vision. And too much free time? That too. Boredom does things to you. One day you're bored, next you're learning how to gloss wood. Do you know any carpentry? I know of carpentry. And of boredom. That's exactly why I gotta take this quest. Need to counteract the boredom before it makes my biceps shrink. I don't think that's how that works. But boring is not what I'd call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire sunscreen. Couldn't get more reckless than that. It could by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. I don't need another accidental piercing. So this lava's for a vampire? Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone did their own quests, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking, ain't it kinda blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time, and they were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So, stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with the doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss poor job. Thank you. Is blasphemy blasphemy what you're worried about? What you're most worried about? I could not read that. I ain't worried. Okay. Nervous? Ain't that either. Then what is it? Da da da. Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Ah, yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before, and I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. This seems like a great opportunity for you then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the Guardian and more about what created it. And maybe a little about the Chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yes, modeled after its creator, I would guess. So, let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? Da da da. They're cool. Mm-hmm. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. Not sure if it was true, but she always claimed she met each of the realm's keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those. Passed on to me before she passed. Left. One day she was just gone. Think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. Like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Maybe she's off stealing sheep. Too soon? That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No. Was the only kind she ever encountered. Had quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think, but never found a wyvern one in all her years. It would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make for a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? I do. They're fascinating creatures, very interesting, very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little. Really wanted their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for their magic. Not sure about their wings. Hmm. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. Don't do all that magic. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. And I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anyone. Anybody. The last time someone tried to help me, they shot me with 3 arrows. They weren't trying to help you. They were trying to kill you. But alas, does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you on, Lynn? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help? It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. Nah, that sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of a boost for this body couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I'll need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how much they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Maybe you'd want the drink with an infusion? I just got to unpacking my shipments today. Oh, what? Infusion. I use them to spice up my drinks. They grant you special abilities. Like Phoenix chilies. A little bit of one would make you fire resistant. That could be very useful in a fight. Sure, I'll try one. Whoa. And on the topic of trickery, no, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or you go heavy with the intelligence. Don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Okay. Now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful of how they interact with the other ingredients. They might alter the drink in a way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. Oh. I should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape so that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding an infusion first and adjusting the drink from there. Let's give it a try. Okay. Whoa. Fire resistance, invisibility, and frost armor. Crazy. I want to do something with the infusion. Where am I? Uh, what is it? Defense. So that would be the frosted lagoon. Let's add the chilies first. Okay. Oh, crazy. Figured it out. You're getting better. Thanks. I'm feeling tougher already, and dangerously close to catching fire myself. Think I could almost take on a dragon like this. Let's stay grounded. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe he should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. Might. But when he has an easy Whoa. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice up in that mangrove. I don't know, I'm just adding words. Good luck. Won't be needing it. What I do need is that chamomile salve. I'm gonna go look for that later. Go easy on them. Hmm. Thank you. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. Oh, good evening to you too. This quest, it wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. Hmm. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. He's not like the other adventurers. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My leg. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally. Physically. Emotionally. Emotionally? Um, I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle. To get the cape. I mean, yes. Mm-hmm. Well, no one has gone to that castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they'd be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has? Once. Had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So was she only here at night? Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask? Sure, yes. Would guess she looks pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood? Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yes. She has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you? Exactly. It definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration. Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I'd prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I don't know why I was gonna say cavern. Tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me, along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? Hmm. Let's do secrets. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come as a shock to you, but I was here before. Just yesterday. Oh my god. You may not remember because you barely noticed me in the shadows. I was so stealthy I spent hours just watching you from afar. That is definitely a secret. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked so worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. And you're swift with your hands and fast with the knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fey crystals or a frozen pine cone. The frozen pine cones have some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fey crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible. Eventually, and for a bit. The duration's a bit unpredictable. I've also got some phoenix chilies, but I don't think those would be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her veins are near my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. And some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely. To outstealth her and steal the cape right from under her pale nose. So that she may lie in shame of having lost against me. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. And some invisibility could help with staying unseen, should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with the decision, Innkeep. Your wisdom is no secret, is it? Ooh, I don't know. I feel like, the invisibility would be more useful. So we're gonna need this. And some of these guys. Nice. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't have to ask for permission before you steal something, Innkeep. Then it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Ha. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome. To a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are as swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me. Goodbye, Innkeep. I would say a prayer that the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the realm keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. What an edgy little guy. Oh, or for a bitter end. I gotta say, this game is so cute. I love it. But I will say that I will end it there. I don't know if it's saved. I'll save. Um, yes. Well, that will be it for today's uh game. Uh, I'll definitely be recording more of this. So like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I will see you guys the next time. Bye bye!